Should build the boat Simulation, on us a run, this is Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Trash Talk. I'm sitting here right now with my good buddy Troy, but before we start, let's talk about sponsors. Go check me out, first and foremost, go check me out on, here, let's switch this over. Beautiful, beautiful. So before we start, before Troy says anything here, before we jump into it, go check out the Twitter. Go check out the Instagram. Go check out Camp Misfit on Instagram. Go check out Canadian Extreme Metal Radio. Go check out Cursed Earth Apparel. Go check my YouTube channel out and subscribe, please, because all these videos make it onto YouTube after, and you can share them around. You can do whatever you want with them. Also, Mountain Bistro, Bragg Creek, and Absolute Underground. The sponsors are getting more. There's more sponsors popping up, so they're getting hard to remember. And also, there's Planet Eater's Bandcamp right there. So go to the Bandcamp. Go buy everything. From what I've heard, this Friday is Bandcamp Friday. So this Friday, go to these Bandcamps and go buy some stuff, because all of that money, every fucking penny of it, goes to the bands that you buy shit from. So go check it out. Let's unmute our good buddy Troy here. Troy, say hello.
Hey, what's up, brother?
I'm doing good, man. I'm just hanging out. We had a cold day today, so there was no work today, but there's no work tomorrow too.
Yeah, I got the day off, man. I'm stoked. Yeah, it's been cold as fuck, man. The blizzard came in last night at like 6. I had no idea. I looked outside, it was just white out. I was like, fuck, again?
Yeah, I did the same thing. Got up this morning and I was like, oh no, there's fucking snow on the ground again.
But like 43 days till spring.
Yeah,
so,
hell yeah, man. And
there you go.
we got a show booked for March in Edmonton, and we got our first show at the end of the month at Vern's.
Oh man, speaking of first show, what band exactly?
Horrify.
Horrify. Oh, man, I've just recently listened to them. What an incredible band.
Horrify with a W.
Incredible. No, honestly, it's you sent me some tracks earlier, and fucking love the band. Definitely, it's nice to see, especially in this climate, like new bands coming out. So many bands have like fallen apart and like and ended it, and it's you're starting to see like there's a resurgence. People are still hungry, people are still jamming, playing, and it's really cool to see like it kind of reform into like these new projects and shit.
Fucking right. Like mentioning bands that have fallen apart, like bands that I never even thought would fall apart have totally they're just not around at all anymore. But then bands that I thought weren't going to be around anymore are still around. Like, okay, so
fucking Planet Eater.
Planet Eater, yeah, there you go. There's one right there. Concrete Funeral is another one too. They actually are looking for a new guitarist. So anybody watching right now, if you're a sick lead guitar player, go and message Devin and the guys in Concrete Funeral, and maybe you might have yourself a slick spot.
Amazing, yeah, that's awesome.
So,
great band.
Troy, what have you been up to in Saskatchewan?
Well, so glad you asked. I know, no, I've been busy. We've been pretty open, like show wise. So, um, I'm a bit of a band whore, I guess some would say. So I like saying yes to pretty much every band I can play with, and because of that, since kind of June or so, the restrictions have been kind of coming and going, but for the most part, we've been open. So I've been playing actually quite a bit, and love it, man. I'm so thankful that I still have bands to play with, and people are still coming out to shows, and I'm healthy and happy, and that's coming out of this dark past couple of years. I'm happy for all of that, and look forward to every show.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Everyone is a fucking gift. Like, you gotta be grateful.
Damn rights, man.
It's,
I know that, like your health, man, too. Like fuck, some
yeah.
shit can change. Granted, drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
Go for a run.
Yeah. Another thing I like to mention to people too is like sleep.
Yeah,
Sleep is a big one. Like, okay, go party out on the weekends, but like sleep too on the weekends.
there's nothing wrong with going to bed early. Getting a good night's sleep. But I find as I've gotten older, it's weird. I'll go to bed at 2 and I'm up at 7. You know what I mean? I'm like, can I get more than 5 hours of sleep? I wake up. I'm not getting the sleep I used to. And it's
Yeah.
fucking. Then you look tired and old. And you're like, fuck.
See now, I'm the same way, and this is where what kills me too. Uh, I same thing. I'm up at 5 every day, no matter what. So I go to bed at midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 in the morning. I'm up at 5, and no matter like how cripplingly brutal I feel, I have to get up. I have to move around. I have to do something, or else I'm not getting back to sleep, and I'm gonna have to sit with that shitty
Yeah.
feeling. And it's like, okay, so I get up and I fucking toddle around and I throw on a sweater and I fucking have a couple puffs and I watch some YouTube, and then it's like, all right, I've done enough. Let me go back to sleep. Uh,
Yeah. Exactly, man. Yeah.
that's what I'm gonna be doing tomorrow, I imagine too.
I wish. I hope. Like. I mean, this whole COVID bullet. I hope when it goes away. But what I loved is the first time when it got shut down, and all of a sudden I got like summer holidays for the first time in like I don't know a decade. Longer where you just wake up and you're like nothing to do because you couldn't go anywhere. It was awesome. You
Yeah,
just
you look
fucking
positively
getting
around. You're like, look at all this stuff I can accomplish because I don't have to. And then
yeah.
all of a sudden, you're like, I don't want to do any of it now.
I started spray painting fucking Asian inspired bamboo sun shields. Turned it into a merch empire.
Those fucking hats, man. And those fucking fanny packs. Those were backpacks. Those were duffel bags that you hang around your waist, man.
Oh, it was insane. Well, because we were looking at it. Well, this goes to sort of the idea of merch, right? You want to make sure to all you kids out there that are starting
Yes,
a new metal
yes,
band.
yes. Let
The
them know,
most
Troy.
important thing you can do, no, the most important thing you do, don't cheap out on the fucking merch. If you have an option of getting, a $7 hat or a $12 hat, go for the 12 because if you sell somebody something that they want to wear, if you sell somebody a hat that's actually a good fucking hat, they're gonna wear it every day. Every day they're gonna every day go to the store, the convenience store, whatever. They're gonna wear it every single day. If pull a fast one and convince somebody to buy your shitty hat that looks like a fucking you're a train engineer from the 30s. You know what I mean? No one is ever gonna wear it. I'm not gonna name names, but I have an entire closet. At the top of my closet are fucking hats that I keep on buying from bands, and I get them, and I'm like, oh, killer. It's like, suck, fuck. And like, and Jenna, my fiance, she laughs at me. She's like, stop buying hats. Like, you're probably not gonna wear them.
But they're my
So
homies though.
yeah. Well, I feel like buying merch for myself is like when bands come through, I always have to buy T-shirts or something, man. And it's important to. I feel like if I buy a hoodie from them, I'm basically giving them half a tank. a half a tank of gas. So they're going to get from here to, halfway to Edmonton.
Yep, that's right. That's right, because you need that fucking full tank of gas to get anywhere in this damn country when you're on
Yeah.
tour.
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
Insane.
it's mind numbing.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing. That's kind of why I got into metal, because I was thinking, I was like, is there a way where I can go for long periods of time in small confined spaces with just a bunch of dudes, just a bunch of weird fucking dudes, and then I can get to a fucking venue and then play for a bunch of more dudes, and then like just hang out with dudes afterwards, and
Yeah,
then get back in the van and then travel 10 hours
with
with the
dudes.
same dudes.
Yeah, it's almost
Stop
like
at a gas station,
it's
fucking
like
yeah.
it's like fucking prison on wheels. Who wouldn't want to do it?
Yeah, really. I fucking sign up for it, man. I miss it. If it's not around, I'm like, fuck.
Oh, if
Help my buddies go for a trip.
yeah, all right, you guys, let's go. Let's just go for a drive. Let's just go for a
Yeah.
drive for like the next week. We'll stop
No,
in a couple
but that
bars. We'll,
yeah, but that being said, being on the fucking highway, man, in the summertime when the sky's blue and you got, that actually is pretty much the best thing. Yeah, and just figuring out where you're gonna go and how you're gonna get there, and just you and your buddies.
fucking
It's
on
a
it.
it's it's an adventure. It's addictive, man. Touring and all that.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
I can't wait to fucking to get into the fucking groove of it. Actually, now mentioning bands, um, my bassist Scott says that you owe Danica, his wife, a fanny pack.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Why did
I
I
don't know what
like
the story
sell
is.
it and not?
I'm thinking that that's what it was. I'm thinking you didn't have fanny packs and they gave you money for
And I
one.
just took the money and ran.
Or they
That could be me. That could like that's sort of my MO, sometimes take the money.
So a good thing about what happened here now? Okay, let's get a refresh going on. Looks like it looks like Troy might be having some. Yeah, he bounced out, but he's back. All right.
Oh,
there
hey,
it
I
is.
lost you there for a second. Or did you lose me?
Well, I lost you.
Hmm.
But we're back. We're
Damn.
both back. Everything's good now. We're good to go. But yeah, Scott was like, yeah, you gotta let Troy know that he owes Danica a fanny pack, and I was like, yeah, I'll let him know. But when it comes down to it, Loud as Hell, especially the first Loud as Hell back after a couple of years, like, there's some shit that's gonna happen. Like party time. It's time to fucking party.
That was a grease fest this year, man.
Yeah,
So
okay.
much fun.
I tried.
So much fun.
I went down there. I took the podcast down. Jeff was so fucking generous as to let us go down there and like try out these fucking ridiculous ideas I had in my head. Well, I showed up there Thursday and I started drinking with a vengeance, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try and do some work and I'm gonna try and party with my friends. And it didn't work that way. And I don't know why I thought it would work that way, because it did not work that way ever for the fucking 9 years I was in world-class white trash.
Well,
So,
it's tough. It's a tough balancing act, party, business,
It
all
is,
it came
man.
about a bit.
And it's like, I want to party so bad, but I know that the parties are never what they used to be. It used to be so much fun, and it used to be so easy to have fun, and it was like, yeah, that was such a killer party. And then now you go into it and it's like, ouch. My body already hurts just from thinking about the party. Like, I don't even have to go and party.
Call up like 3 people, or contact 3 people, and you got 30 showing up.
Oh, did we lose him again?
Fuck.
Yeah. Oh, now he's back. Okay. Here we go. Oh. Oh, I love it. I love it. These are the good times.
According to scientists in the field of resonance, the fundamental frequency of the universe is F-sharp. Same scientists tell us that interaction with this
We're still here. We're still here. We're still making it work. We're not totally dead.
change of energy information. But more than this, scientists appear to indicate that
There's Troy again. He's coming back too.
frequency of 1.855
Troy's back. We got him.
Hey, oh, I'm fucking back.
actually results
All right. So
Yeah,
this.
I have
from the universe.
everything
So, according to science,
here, but
under the influence of F-sharp,
That's all right. These things happen.
what the fuck?
This is one of the beautiful things about the internet is no matter how you feel about it,
the electromagnetic
it might not work for you.
energy, in short, is coming from every angle of the universe known, from the sun, stars, and space. Much of this energy is moving.
This is hilarious.
It is the most
This is too good. I got Troy
in ways that are
on video.
Oh, my back?
He's not in my control room.
as we see
What?
over the course of
Oh,
You
man.
motherfucker.
interaction of energy particle waves has plotted the course of human evolution. No wonder that ancient man believed his fate resided in the stars. Question also now has been asked, as radio waves carry information provided by the sender, do any of the waves transferring energy to us carry any kind of information we are capable of?
Oh,
The answer
where am I now?
is these waves carry
No.
that of the universe.
You got me?
Okay, I see Troy. No, Troy's got to jump out of that and then jump back in. I know what to do.
Am I back?
I'm gonna jump into Troy's call here.
Okay. Whoa, it's three of you
Where's Troy?
right here.
Okay, I see Troy. Okay, you gotta end your call and then jump back in.
Okay.
Let's see if this works.
It is the universal bank of knowledge that is growing and expanding all the time, and in every possible conceivable dimension. It is claimed that this huge amount of information is constantly bombarding.
All right, you guys, give us a minute here to figure this out.
According, as we should, after millions of years of evolution, with the effects of
Hey, okay. Okay, perfect. So, you got it really good, like, yeah. All right, we're back. We got this. Troy is back, everybody. Let's flip this over here. Whoa. All right, let's get him put back onto the screen here. Okay. I'm gonna delete that. I love it. I love it. The technology always gets me, and it's very unforgiving.
The body is the collector of the energy information that the universe is sending.
Yeah, it's made it very good. It's made it very easy for me to keep in touch with my friends and for my friends to stay in touch with me as well.
Mm-hmm.
We are back. Okay, so let's go into, we're talking about bands. Let's go into band stuff, Troy. Obviously, the thing
Sure.
that is on everybody's mind right now is Into Eternity.
Oh man, yeah.
You got the pictures posted. Stu's hanging out. You said all you guys are living in the same place again. You just jumped out of the call again. Okay, he'll be back. He'll be back. We're getting into the juicy stuff, everybody, so you gotta stay tuned. We're getting into the Into Eternity talks here. There he is. He's back. He's back. He's back on screen, but he's not back in the chat. Come on, Troy. Hang up. Jump back in. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. If you want to support the show, if you want to see more of these deadly interviews, if you want to see some other crazy band stuff, click follow. Click follow. You don't got to pay anything to follow. You don't got to pay anything to follow. Hang up and jump back in. Yeah, it doesn't cost nothing to follow. I'd be incredibly grateful if everybody did. I'm going to be doing these streams every Monday, every Thursday, sometimes Tuesdays. There he is. Troy's back.
Okay, I'm not going to move. I'm staying right here.
Yeah, okay. I think that room is I think there's too much going on in that room for us to talk about. So, yeah, there's just too much. And this Mercury's in retrograde, so like, astrology and shit, right?
Yeah, it happens. It happens.
Okay, so Into Eternity. We saw Stu in the pictures. You guys are hanging out. Stu's living in Saskatchewan. You guys are all in the same town. You guys are jamming. How's that going?
Man, it's like having Jim Austin back and Stu. I mean, like for just jamming with those guys again. It's the first time in probably 15 years, maybe, that like the majority of the band is in the same city. It's nuts. It's nice being able to like get together on a Thursday. You know what I mean? On something like Matt's still driving in from Saskatchewan, but generally the way it was going before for the last well over a decade was that the guys would fly in, drive in, and we'd have like 3 practices, and then we'd be going out on tour or going out playing a festival or doing whatever. It was really tough to just get a lot of reps in. That's one thing with Planet Eater. We all live here, and so we could jam a lot.
A lot
So
more than you
we
do.
could be jamming all the fucking time, but yeah, not as much as I personally would like. But still, like it's just having the convenience of being able to get together and seeing each other and stuff. So yeah, so that's been a nice little change for sure.
I also heard some whispers, and obviously I would have to like do my best to try and get a hold of Stu to talk about this, but Stu and fucking Annihilator, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, man, Stu's got his own little like. It's crazy, man. He's singing for all these bands. He's doing a ton of vocal performances and stuff. And like, man, all the power to you, buddy. Like, fucking A. I personally, like, I'm biased. I'm biased as fuck, right? Because obviously I love Stu and I've been buddies with him forever and shit. But like, I think he's one of the best vocalists in metal, hands down. Period. And if he could get all this work doing what he loves doing, he's living the dream, man. That's if I could wake up and actually make a living, playing bass and playing music, like that's my dream, man, for sure. And I support him 110%. I hope he sings with everybody, fucking
Hell yeah.
spread. Yeah. And not only that, but like hanging out with them again, man, like just sitting in the room and shooting the shit and going running through the tunes and hearing those harmonies again. It's crazy. It's awesome.
Fucking rights. The guy's a powerhouse. Like after you guys played at Loud as Hell, I like wandered over to the campfire there and I like saw him and I like waded my way through there and I was pretty biased and I was like, Hey man, you did really good. Good job on navigating all that fucking bullshit with Buddy from your other band. Like, you did really good there. You could have really, like, anything you would have said would have gotten you fucking boned. So, like, good job just navigating through that. Like, I don't blame any. There obviously there's no one to fucking blame in that situation. But like, great work, man. It's good to see you back with Into
Yeah.
Eternity. And he gave me a nod and
Yeah.
everything. I
Well,
was,
we live in a different world now.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. We live in a different world now where, like, I mean, everything is recorded and documented and fucking, put away to be reviewed, 14 years from now. You know what I mean? It's just like, fuck, I didn't know that that was going to be a thing 10 years from now. You know what I mean? So I mean, I say it, but then again, I'm also, you know, I also have a lot of opinions and stuff and I jump on. So I should probably be a lot more quiet, shut up a bit more.
um, well, and I imagine like being in that situation where one of your band members is like at the front of media and not even the type of media that you're used to, and for something totally outside of the realm of what your band is now. Like, if they were a political band, I could see Iced Earth like being like, okay, this is something in their realm. That's not a big deal. But Iced Earth isn't a political band, you know. So to see
Yeah.
something like that go on, it's like, oh god, now exactly what we think is gonna happen is gonna happen. They're gonna split it down the center and say you got to pick sides. If you don't pick sides, you're part of the problem. If you do pick
Yeah.
sides, no matter what side you pick, it's gonna be the wrong side. That's
Mhm.
just the way.
Well, and
Yeah.
and that was, I mean, I felt bad, especially, in that situation because you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You know what I mean? How do you navigate that situation? And it just, at the end of the day, it's I mean, I don't think anyone expected that to be the outcome,
It worked
and
out good for you
it
guys though.
yeah. Well, and but that's the other thing. Like, isn't it weird how life just kind of finds its own super fucking twisting weird way,
Yeah.
and next thing you know, it's like, oh, okay, this is exactly how it was supposed to be, I guess. This
That's why
is
you gotta
how
love it.
this is. Yeah. And also be like, for younger bands and just people in general, I think you also have to go with the flow a lot of the times. If things don't work out, you can't dwell on it not working out. You just got to think, what am I going to do? What's the next plan? What's the next step?
Yes.
In regards to Into Eternity, like that's always been the mission of Into Eternity. You know what I mean? It's like, can you play these shows? Can you do this tour? Can you blah blah blah? And if you can't, well then we need somebody that can. No hard feelings. That's
Yeah.
that's fine. But it's been especially back in the 2000s and stuff. It was a juggernaut. Like 200 days a year. We're out there, and so many people came and went. It just couldn't really hack the. Well, it's not even couldn't really hack it. It's a tough ask of somebody. It's like, hey man, can you quit your job and move out of your house and forget where you're from and just be on the road with us for the next 200 days? That's it. And we promise we might pay you something.
Yeah,
We might
maybe.
make some money doing it. So yeah, you got to be a little bit of crazy to do it, but I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Yeah, man, for sure. That's the dream of all of us. Like, in the end, like, even if it is to just get in a band and play a couple, like, I personally, for myself, after my old band split up for the last time, I didn't really want to do it again. I wasn't looking to get back in another band. I was looking to figure out, because for me, it was from 17 up until I was fucking 27 years old, was world class white trash. That was my life. That was it. And then
Hmm.
I was like, okay, well, I need to see what it is outside of this. Like, I need to do something else. I need to maybe even get it away from the music scene entirely. But it didn't work out like that. Like, I got sucked back in, but I was like, okay. So the band was very toxic for me. So I need to figure out how I can do this without being in the band. And then here comes the show. But
Hmm.
now I got this group of guys, and like Russ from False Flag and Megiddo and Scott Nadeau from he played in our Arsenal or Shrapnel back in the day. He didn't play in very many bands back in the day, but he's always been a huge fan and pretty well known fixture in the scene at most of the like every festival, all the good shows. Like he's always out at 70K, doing real good for the fucking metal scene and cheering everybody on. And I never thought I'd be back in a band again, much less like a cohesive unit. We got merch on the way. We've already got an EP out, and like we're ready to play shows, and we're chomping at the fucking bit for it. Like I didn't think I'd be back into it again, but it just happened, you know? Just going with the flow instead of looking for reasons to try and dive away from it. It was like, all right, well, fuck. These guys want to do it, so let's see what's happening. It's not fucking cutting into any of my time, so might as well fucking go for it.
Yeah. Well, and for myself too, like I I play in a few different metal bands in town here with, Planet Eater and Into Eternity, but I also play in, I play stand up in like R&B kind of hip hop thing. I with Lexi Dejanlay with Delta Blues project called Terraplane, and just super chill, laid back tunes, man. I love it, and I think you need that contrast too. It's good to not put on the blinders, and see what else is out there, and it can really kind of open your eyes in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it's all about playing music. It's all about playing music and playing music in front of people too.
Yeah, damn right, man. Yeah, and performing too. Like it's one thing. I mean, everybody play the way you want to play, but for myself, the great and late Rob Doherty shed some wisdom on me, and that's play like you want to be seen. You know what I mean? Like if you're not into your music, why the fuck should anyone else be?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
yes.
You have to play like you are in the greatest band in the world, and like you may not be, you're probably not, but doesn't matter. You're up there. You're with your boys, man. You're doing what you love doing.
Yes.
So fucking love doing it, man. Get into it. Look people in the eyes. Fucking it's a drug. It's one of the greatest things to feel. And I mean, for myself, I love playing, through and through. Doesn't matter what the crowds are or who's there or whatever. It's a moment that you share, between the fans, your bandmates. It's the process
totally
of getting
agree.
ready for it. It's worth it. I love it, and I'm so grateful that I still get to do it.
Yes, I do. What you said there about playing like you're in the greatest band out there, even though you might not be, guaranteed you're probably not.
Probably not.
But if you fucking perform well, they probably won't notice.
Yeah. Well, and it doesn't even matter. Like even if you screw up, another thing, if you screw up, don't draw attention to the fact you screw up. You know what I mean? Don't stop. You got through it. You limped to the end of the song. You got through it, and then you stop and you're like, so sorry about fucking up that last song, man. Man, did we screw up that? It's just like, well, you did it. Like you got through it. Yeah. Like right there.
It's like, man, hopefully this next song doesn't go as bad as that last song did.
But we've all been part of the train wrecks where everything goes wrong and like your gear just starts shutting it down and like breaking strings.
And then you get okay, first song, broken string. You get okay, let's take it one step further. Broken bass string.
I got a story about this. Okay, so we were no, I'm serious. I used to break strings all the time. And you
play with your fingers, right?
Yeah. I play.
So
some people play slap and pop. I play punch and kick. But so Into Eternity. I think we're out with Christian and Haiti Turner. We're doing this, and we're fucking. I think we're in Florida somewhere or whatever. And I blew my E string, or my B string, I guess, because I play 5 string. But I blew my string, and right at the beginning of the set. And I always keep my dead strings in the back. And like we're saying, you play through it. You know what I mean? So Tim and everyone, they just keep on fucking going through whatever the song is. And so I grabbed my bass and I ripped off stage. I didn't have a backup for whatever reason. Um, and so I threw open my case and everyone's in the back in the green room and shit. And I just come running in there. They're like, should you be on stage? I was like, I gotta fucking change my string. And so I rip out a string. And in the time of the song, I was able to put the string on, tie it around, tune it up, made it back on stage, and like finish the set. And I didn't miss a song. Well, I missed that
Nice.
song, but only that song.
That's deadly, man. Fucking
So
awesome.
keep some backup strings.
Nobody ever thinks that their bass is gonna fuck up, right? There's always like, yeah, you can borrow my bass cab, or like, nah, we don't have to worry about bringing new bass strings. Like, nah, don't worry about none of that. It's a bass. But
Change your strings. Can everyone please out there change your strings, please?
yes,
It's important. Do it. I know you don't think it matters, and you know what? Might be a little pricey. Change your fucking strings. It matters.
from the man Troy himself, change your fucking strings on your
Oh
guitar
man.
and your bass.
Um. Oh, I got a story about that too. Fucking. Okay, so Interturning was out on Gigantour, so like Lamb of God, Opeth, Megadeth, and shit, and like we're one of the opening bands on it, but blown away, just to be in this environment. And we weren't making a ton of cash. And like I said, change your strings. Well, like, sometimes you don't have money to change your strings. So the Lamb of God guys, they would change the strings before every set. And so, yeah, right. You're perfectly good strings. They barely even have sweat on them. I think you played with a
Perfect. I
pick
got
too.
new strings.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, what's his name? What's the guitar player name for Lamb of God? Why am I,
Chris Adler.
uh,
Um,
no, that's the drummer.
Mark Morton.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going through the fucking, grabbing some strings, whatever. And comes up, he's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I was like, "Wow, perfectly good strings. I want them going to waste." He's like, "Hey man, can you run to the mess hall and grab me something or whatever?" And I was like, "Yeah, oh, of course, yeah, sure." So I ran, I came back, and like where all my bass gear was like 2 packs of bass string, right? And he's on the other side of the fucking stage. And I was like, so I go up and I was like, man, thank you for the strings. And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? What strings? I was like, okay, cool. Thanks, man.
Okay.
Like those guys were awesome.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. Super kind people, man.
That's
And you
awesome.
don't forget things like that. That's kindness that goes a long way. I'm still talking about it 15 years later.
That's cool as hell though, man, because like I know for somebody like me in my first band, Lamb of God was one of our main influences. Like that was all my cousin who was our drummer, that was it. That was it. That's all he fucking listened to was Lamb of God. It seeped its way into every one of our fucking songs. And like we covered Hourglass a little bit too, and that was back when
Nice.
Hourglass wasn't an old song. Like that was fucking
Yeah.
9 years ago, man.
I hate that it's all classics now. I'm like, fuck. I keep on like, I still feel like I identify as a 26-year-old,
Yeah,
but
man,
I'm
like
not. And
I
all
was
these songs are fucking classic now.
I listen to some of these old Devil Driver tunes and I'm like, this is fucking mean. And then it's like
Yeah.
17 years ago. Fuck.
That's sort of that's kind of like the whole mantra or like the reason behind Planet Eater. You know what I mean? Like we're all like best buddies and stuff, and the idea was like we want to write the music that the bands we grew up listening to aren't writing anymore. You know what I mean? We want to play the music we want to hear. So you hear old Pantera in there. You hear a bit of strapping. You hear a bit of Morbid Angel. You hear some Cannibal Corpse, whatever, man. But like we're some older guys and we're still stuck in our classic metal. You know what I mean? Like Meshuggah, all that Gojira and stuff. And I definitely feel like you see it bubbling through. You can
Yeah.
see our
Oh yeah.
influences and stuff. And it's and that's just it. We didn't start writing with the band to achieve anything. We just wanted to play the music we wanted to hear. And we've been pretty fortunate with it to be able to do a lot of these fests and stuff. So it's awesome.
Hell yeah, man. That's like pretty much the same thing for in my situation too. fucking wanted to hear some fucking new shit, and it wasn't popping up, so I wanted to start playing it. Fucking rights, man. Cheers to that. Now we gotta get back to the Into Eternity stuff, because I had somebody message me and ask me a question specifically to ask you. Now they want to know what's going on with Amanda in the Into Eternity situation here.
Yeah, well, I thought this might come up, but basically, they've made Amanda and Brian have made personal medical decisions that in the current kind of climate that we're in is not going to allow us to play any shows with them for the foreseeable future, or and we'll see how this thing works out. Still love them, and and I'm sure we're going to be on stage again soon, but we had some opportunities come up, and all of a sudden we're like, well, fuck, how are we going to do this? And but Stu's here, and so we ended up getting a hold of Jim Austin, the original drummer, and yeah, he was able to do it, and so it just kind of, once again, it just kind of finds a way. You just, if the will's there to play, we're gonna figure it out. But we wish Amanda and Brad the best, and we love them and stuff, and but it's just, we can't be playing any shows right now, so
that's just the way she goes.
that's the situation. That's the way she goes. Yeah.
I was actually, Brian and Amanda both just had birthdays recently, and I was actually sending them both messages and wishing them a happy birthday.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and like, honestly, like, fuck, both those guys, like, it's been over 10 years, since they've been, we've been jamming together and hanging out and stuff. So tons of memories and all that. It's just, it's gonna be interesting playing with this lineup. Just changing shit up for the time being, and it's cool.
It's gonna be sweet. I look forward to checking it out for sure. It's gonna be rad. Like, Stu's a monster, and like, now that he's popped up into, because obviously Iced Earth was never really a part of our local scene, right? But Into Eternity, Into Eternity was always like, that's like, Divinity and Into Eternity were always seen as like, that's what you can do if you fucking work really hard and you got the right crew together. And now we got bands like Arrival of Autumn that are signed to fucking Nuclear Blast, like, bands are getting up there to these big labels. So those were the bands that made it seem fucking possible. And to see Iced Earth was never in that. So when Stu came back to Into Eternity, it was like, all right, cool. Well, this is like this guy who I never really knew much about. I was never an Iced Earth fan. I always knew Into Eternity with Amanda. And I was like, okay, well, cool, Stu's back. And then I see all these stories popping up about Stu, like, oh, this is how Stu Block was backstage. And it was like, so they'd talk about how he'd get right before his set, he'd get his corner, and there'd be like a security guard there, and Stu'd be doing his warm-ups, and like, the security guard would stop anybody from trying to talk to him or anything so that he didn't mess up his warm-ups. And it's like, hey man, that's respectable, especially like going to so many different shows and so many different venues and so many different fucking atmospheres to be able to stick to that intense routine and that fucking have that discipline. Back when I started out, I used to think it was really corny, but now that I'm like older and I'm trying to get back into this and I realize how much work it is to get back into it, it's not as easy as it was when I was fucking 22 years old.
I mean, the thing is, like, you gotta think, when you're touring, 6 days out of a week,
and singing like
you're
that
touring nonstop.
Too?
Your job is getting up and playing these shows. For the kids going to the show, that one specific show, that's their Friday night, that's their Saturday night. They're looking to like hang out, party, and they want to, all that stuff. But if you want to have any longevity as a musician, you know what I mean, and especially a fucking singer, you can't be slamming beers every night and partying and stuff. And also, it's a true thing. Your speaking voice, you can blow out your singing voice from speaking too much too.
Yeah.
And when you have as demanding vocals, somebody like that would have, like, you got to take care of that, man. That's your musician. You can't run backstage and put a new string on your vocal cord. You can't. If it goes live, man, there's not much you can do about it. So that's what makes it so impressive.
You can only drink so much water before you get fucking bloated, and then breathing starts to make you feel like you're gonna fucking puke.
Yeah. Well, and it's, I found that like when I'd be on the road, I almost had a healthier lifestyle in this, I was taking my vitamins every day. I was drinking water, uh, and lifting gear every day, and you have your, 45 to an hour of cardio.
Yeah. Routines,
So
routines, you
good.
know?
Yeah.
You're not looking into like kicking up on the fucking couch every day after work with a bowl of chips before supper, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. That's for sure.
You out on the road, it's like, all right, we got to do this every day, and we got to do it every day until we're done. And that day off is probably going to be spent like sleeping and like laying around and or
Yeah.
traveling. So like your travel time is definitely incorporated into that. And I know bands that take days off on their tour specifically so they could do a travel and then still have a little bit of time off before the show the next day.
Yeah. Well, and ideally that's,
Oh, we had it.
yeah.
Oh, there we go. We got
Oh,
you.
is it back?
Yeah, we got you back.
Yeah.
Perfect, perfect.
I got
All right.
scared there for a second. It's like, fuck, not
We
again.
were going so good.
Yeah.
Okay, so with Into Eternity practicing, obviously that means you got some shows come up. I'm not going to make you say anything or try and pressure you into saying anything that you're not allowed to say. I'm not a dickhead like that. Um, but is there talk of like, hey, maybe we should start writing some new songs and recording?
Oh, absolutely. Tim,
Ooh,
that Tim is a fountain of music. It's nuts. It's He'll be like, yeah, I'm working on some new riffs. You're like, cool, man. Yeah. He's like, yeah, I'll send them to you. It's like, kill it. So he sends them to you, right? And it's like guitar, rhythm, lead, vocals, fucking drums penciled in. He sends you like pieces, orchestral pieces of work. You know what I mean? And it's insane. Like I
that's
don't know where the
deadly.
guy finds time, but he hasn't stopped working. So yeah, so there's going to be. I'm sure we're going to be performing one new song at these two shows coming up, but there's a ton of stuff in the chamber right now. We're back and forth in the studio and recording shit. And yeah, it's I have no idea when any of this stuff will necessarily see the light of day. But
It'll probably
yeah,
be a while.
it's not stagnant.
Yeah, it'll probably be a while
Well,
because
yeah,
big bands and good bands and like bands that don't need to cough something up every couple of months to stay relevant, like my band. uh, those bands can actually they sit in the studio and it's usually like a year and a half and like then you can start talking about it and then that's when it hits the hands of like the publicist for all the press releases and stuff and then within like 6 to 8 months you could see it start to hit shelves.
yeah. Well, and that's the other thing too is that we're in a different climate. Where it's like, what are you going to do? You're going to print up CDs now. You're going to spend thousands of dollars on vinyl. What are you
Yeah,
going to sell to kids? Or what are you going to sell to the people and stuff? And so we're seeing a shifting of the climate, and we got some ideas for this, but it's yeah, things are changing, and especially now everything's online. So
yeah.
once again, you're talking about Bandcamp. I mean, we haven't checked your Bandcamp account in a very long time, but hopefully there's some money in there. That'd be sweet.
Well, and that's just it. Like if there's Bandcamp sends enough notifications through email that if there was something important going on, somebody would have gotten an email about it, right? And
Hmm.
I imagine that Into Eternity's label handles all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's it's kind of nice. That sort of hands off.
Yeah, your label and your
That's
management deals with that, right?
yeah. That's always been the hardest part for me. Like I'm good at writing music and getting the merch and doing the things and playing the shows and but when it comes to are you marketing yourself enough? Are you posting every day? Or it's just like fuck. Like,
It's a
that's
fucking
that's a
headache.
hassle.
It is, man, because then
Yeah.
it's oh now I gotta set up like a weekly post schedule. Like what do I gotta post this day, this day, this day, and then it's like, okay, now I'm gonna check to see what posts did the best. And it's like, okay, well,
Mhm.
I didn't even want to make that post, but that post seems to be doing the best. So now I got to make more posts like that. And then you turn into a fucking meme page. And
Yeah.
that has a song once in a while. And then they're asking, like, is this, whose song is this? Like, what is this? I thought this was a meme page. And it's like, fuck, this was my band page.
This is the band page, God damn it. Yeah.
And it sucks.
Yeah.
But in the end, like,
It's
in the end, we're doing this for the shows. And
yeah.
when we get back to doing the shows, hopefully the people who are smart about it are going to come back and fucking really put that fucking heavy duty work into their shit.
Well, there's a whole new crew of kids coming out now. There's a whole new,
Yes, there is.
At the beginning of the shit, they were 13, and now they're going to be 16. You know, like that's when you start getting in crazy bands and playing those shows and shit, going to shows. So hopefully we're seeing the tail end of everything, and like it'd be so nice to have our scene back. You know,
I'm hoping the same thing. Also, if you need any fucking solid fucking bands to open up some shows for Into Eternity or Planet Eater, you know who to fucking call, man. Horrify's ready to rock.
Fuck yeah, I was talking to the guys about you this week, and I sent you a message about that.
Yeah, Nick added me too.
Amazing. Yeah, no, like we should do, like this summer it'd be great to do a Calgary, Regina, Saskatoon run or something like that.
Yeah,
but that's kind of the changing timelines too. Like as opposed to going out for months at a time or weeks at a time, now it's like weekend warrior shit. You know what I mean? Like let's do Winnipeg, Saskatoon, Regina. Let's do Calgary, Edmonton.
Back
Regina,
to the early days, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, but not only that though. Like we got families, kids and shit now. We're not. Before I just left because I had no reason to stay.
Now
but
there's jobs,
now
there's careers. But no.
All that stuff.
That makes it all more worth it when it does come around that you can go and play a show though, because it's like, okay, I might not get to do this for a while, so I better do it really, really good.
Yeah, well, that's honestly, like for me, like Loud as Hell is my summer vacation. That's that fucking, I love it, man. Jeff and Ryan, they're gems.
They
and
really
they keep,
are.
and how big the Loud as Hell was last year. It just breaking records and shit. Like, fuck, it was that cool. That outdoor stage was deadly, and the weather held up too. It was just oppressively hot, which is nice, as opposed to oppressively hot and fucking, deadly twisters.
Yeah, or like you got rain coming in with 200 km/h winds. So like not only do you got to put a bag on your fucking monitor so that it... Oh, Markov the Geese, thank you so much for following. It's greatly appreciated, buddy. We stream Mondays, Thursdays, every Monday and Thursday. I got guests lined up. But yeah.
Today's Tuesday. He's going overtime.
Yeah, that's right. Just for you, Troy. Just for you, buddy.
Thanks, man.
But yeah, you got the fucking bags on the speakers, and then the winds are coming, so that's a fucking sail pulling over these $1,000 fucking monitors and shit, and it's like, oh man, this is just hell on fucking wheels.
One of the very first tours I went.
Oh look, My Life in Pokemon. Thank you for following too. I really appreciate it. We cracked our 100 followers this show, buddy.
All right.
Fucking
all right. Well, fucking A, man.
Sorry for interrupting you like that. Keep going, bro.
Oh no, I was gonna go. I was going to take you way back back to 2004 when Into Eternity was on tour in Europe. No, we played. It was called the Gods of Metal Festival in Bologna, Italy. It was cool. Like Jim and I were just talking about this the other day, reminiscing. So much shit I forgot about it. But one of my first tours with it, and it was an outdoor fest and shit, and like Priest and like Twisted Sister, fucking Evermore was playing. But anyways. It was amazing. Like I'd never been out of Saskatchewan really, but so thousands of people, outdoor concert, and this fucking storm swept in out of nowhere and like literally ripped the fucking ceiling, like ripped the roof of the I don't know, like the festival top. I don't even know what you call it.
Canopy,
but like
tent canopy.
The canopy, yeah, shredded the canopy. Destroyed a bunch of bands' gear and shit.
Whoa.
Like water yeah, they almost canceled it, but they were able to get it back up and going and stuff. But a bunch of bands like lost their spot. You know what I mean? Because it took a couple hours.
For some bands,
But
it's not
yeah,
easy to recover
that's
that kind
crazy.
of gear and shit.
Yeah, well, and yeah, insurance, man. I don't know how well that works when you're in a different country.
At
Probably
least
not well.
nobody, at least nobody got hurt though. At least it was just gear that's fucking
Yeah,
replaceable, right?
yeah. Oh man, some of the storms when you're out there, it's hairy. It's especially like, can you imagine touring right now? Playing some shows,
Yeah.
fucking 90K winds, fucking blinding snow.
Right?
Good.
Like, and out of nowhere too, like 0 to whiteout in fucking one blink. I've had trips. My mom lives out in Medicine Hat. Shout out to my homie, Nate, who's checking out the show right now. He lives in Medicine Hat as well. And Nathaniel lives out in Medicine Hat. We're driving out to Medicine Hat, and we're driving in a blizzard. This wasn't with Nathaniel. This was with my stepdad. Driving out there in a blizzard, and we're like, oh man, how is this gonna last? Are we gonna have to stop and pull over? And we're driving, and then all of a sudden, 10 minutes later, out of it, completely outside of it, on the other side of the blizzard, and it was like there was
Crazy.
nothing. It was like there was nothing had even hit the road over there. It was the fucking weirdest shit ever. That's being a flatlander though, right?
Yeah. Oh man, mountains are terrifying.
They are fucking.
Inclement weather.
Yeah, I can honestly say, like, so the first time I haven't been outside of Alberta a lot. It's mostly like just a couple of times here and there. Never really. I went on a tour one time with World Class. We went out there and we did a weekend banger back in 2011. So, like, back when Funky Winker Beans was down on East Hastings still. Like,
Oh yeah, nice.
yeah, man. And I don't even know if there's any bars in the fucking downtown east side anymore. I think they've all.
Yeah, I haven't been to Van for a long time.
Yeah, I think they've all moved out of there. What's one of your craziest fucking tour stories for like anywhere? Like top of your list.
Uh fuck this. There's a few. I'll tell you about the time I got abandoned in Tokyo.
Oh, sweet Japan. Fucking Japan. That's one of my
Yeah.
that's one of my goals and dreams, and I'm pretty sure my whole band is on board with it too, is that like if we can fucking go to Japan, like as long as it's not gonna
it was
put us totally out of fucking house and home out for cost, if we can go
it
to
might.
Japan,
It's fucking it's a
fuck yeah.
but yeah, no, it was so Into Touring was out there. We're on tour with At the Gates, first tour coming back. It was
I've seen
At the
posters
Gates,
for that.
Yeah, At the Gates, Dillinger Escape Plan, Pig Destroyer, and Mayhem. It was fucking nuts. But so yeah, so the shows. So we had 4 shows set, 3 in Japan and 1 in Hong Kong there. But so we're in Tokyo, and I thought we were staying in the hotel. I thought we had like whatever. I got up in the morning. I want to go, check some shit out. We're in the Shinshibuya district, which is basically like the shopping district of Tokyo.
Yeah.
So I was like, fucking hey, I'm gonna go walk around. Turns out that area of Tokyo is like thousands of years old, right? So that means no fucking streets are straight. Everything is fucked and curvy and shit.
Roads.
And the thing is, like, if you're in Italy, you can look at a street sign that says Pharmacia. You're like, okay, I have an idea what the fuck that is. In Japan, no idea where I was. I had no landmarks. So anyways, I got turned around, and I ended up getting lost for a little while, or misplaced, for a period of time, but eventually found my way back. And I'm walking towards the hotel, and I think it was the Pig Destroyer guys roll up in a van beside me, and they're like, Troy, what the fuck, dude? Where are you? Like, where were you? Your band was looking for you. And I was like, what do you mean? They're like, yeah, we have to change hotels right now. No, they didn't give me a fucking ride. No, they left. They went that way. They left me on the street. So so I go into this hotel where we were staying. All my gear is just piled up on the fucking wall. my bass, so they went into my
You
room,
are out of
got
the
all my
band.
shit out. I'm still here. But they piled up my shit, and then I go to the front and they left me a note and they're like, "This is where we are. Ha ha ha." What? Ha ha ha? Where the fuck am I going? Right? So I talked to this receptionist lady, and I'm like, "How do I get to this? How do I get here?" Uh, and she's like, "Okay, well, and I don't mean to offend anybody with this, but this is my interpretation
Yeah,
of it."
yeah.
She's like, "You go down subway, and you take, and then I had to transfer on the subway and go from one to another, and then get on a fucking bus, and then go across, and then
Oh.
get off and walk and all this shit." I'm like, no fucking way. There's no way this is gonna end up in while I have all my gear, all my shit. Right? What am I? I'm just gonna be strolling around in a shopping cart across Tokyo. So yeah, so I called a cab.
There you go. Perfect.
I got there, and luckily I had enough money.
Perfect.
But yes, I would like to point out that they abandoned me, and will never forgive them for that.
And they told the Pig Destroyer guys to not pick you up too. It sounds like.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, they were laughing their asses off.
Now the funny
dummy.
thing is I watched an At the Gates documentary, and they had posters of those fucking shows.
No way.
Yeah, there was.
Man, it was
posters
so
of that.
cool fucking meeting them, man.
New York too.
What a good band. Oh man, that was crazy. Fucking Dillinger though was off the hook.
Yeah.
I've seen so many fucking bands. I've seen a lot of bands play, and Dillinger blew the fucking doors off the place, man. I've never seen a band with that much energy that gives that much of themselves every night. Fucking head walking, you know.
Yeah, man, the guitar spins and shit. Like if you cross in that path when they're fucking throwing a guitar, they're gonna take your fucking head off of your shoulders.
Dude, they had techs working for them that they brought, like in a football crouch on either side, like tennis, like a hardcore tennis match on either side of the stage. And as soon as a piece of gear went down, they fucking raced over to put it back up and raced off the stage. I saw the bass player. I can't remember what the fuck his name is. He had an Ampeg stack, which is, I don't know, 5 feet high. And so I'm behind the stage.
Oh, don't do this right now. Don't do this right now. Oh! Oh no!
Yeah, in my back. Shit. Yeah. Fuck. Okay.
What's going on with my mic? Oh, my mic's back in. Thanks everybody so much for fucking being so patient. We're gonna get back to this fucking story here because that was the worst time ever. Like,
it's nice it left at a cliffhanger. I was like, what?
Oh man, it was like you're just getting into it. Like I almost like, oh, okay, let's get back into it. You're behind the stage. Dillinger's escape plan is popping the fuck off.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm behind the stage and I have my camera, and the bass player is standing on top of the Ampeg stack, right? And I actually, if you go to my Facebook page, there's actually pictures of it if you delve deep into my fucking Facebook realm. But and so I just kept on just popping photos, man. And next thing you know, he launches off of the Ampeg stack as the singer is somersaulting into the fucking crowd. It's off the hook. It's insane, man. Dillinger Escape Plan. Fucking one of the best bands ever. Fuck yeah.
Fucking yeah. So like, huge inspiration. Nathaniel was saying in the chat as well. Huge inspiration from him for him too, and so Markov the Geese says that he came here specifically to harass you. And then,
Good.
Yeah, when you went out, when you cut out, he's like, Troy, no. And then Nathaniel said he abandoned us just like his band abandoned him in Tokyo.
Fucking yeah, right. Who does that? You make sure you got your bass player. And if you don't have your bass player, who's going to sell merch for you? Huh? Who's going to do it?
Right. I'm thinking I'm going to think in my head, whether this is true or not, that it was all Pig Destroyer's idea.
It could. Well, apparently, they told me it was all planned out from the beginning, and I'm an idiot. I don't know who to believe in this. I don't know who to believe. It could have been anybody, really. Probably Pig Destroyer, though. Probably those guys.
Probably. Markov the Geese is Mark Wilson.
Oh, Mark Wilson.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Oh, man.
And Mark is specifically
Mark's the best, man.
He said...
no, thank you for coming on, buddy.
He says you're a stud. I have to agree with you on this, Mark. I have to agree with you entirely. Troy, you are a stud.
Wow. You guys are the true studs. You couldn't build a home without studs.
Hey, that's a good one. I like that. Hey,
is it? No, I don't think so. No, I played with
studs.
Mark and I started Dirt Bread actually back in the day, which was like this hardcore that became hardcore metal band that was joined by Donnie and Luke from that are now Planet Eater. So then Mark ended up leaving. We ended up getting a different drummer and stuff, and we like crushed local Regina scene and stuff. And the reason Dirt Bread did well was the reason why I got the call to join Into Eternity to come and fill in for the shows. So like Mark, like I probably wouldn't be here having this conversation with you right now, Mark. Without Mark, man.
Mark,
big huge part of it.
You sexy boy, Mark.
Right. You should see his curls too. They're beautiful.
He said that he said that he liked it better when you looked like Vanilla Ice.
So did the ladies.
Yeah, they did.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. Buddy.
Backwards hat just seemed like the thing to do back in the day. You know?
If you got
a little soul patch.
Yeah, buddy. Like I don't got the teeth to look like Vanilla Ice.
Yeah, well, I don't have the eyebrows quite for Vanilla Ice. I got to take a few lines out, or.
Oh, bro, the eyebrows slit. What was that? Cold as Ice.
Cold as Ice. That's like Jan Arden.
No, the movie. The movie that.
Oh man, where he did the metal version of Ice Ice Baby.
So like.
Ice Ice Baby.
No, there was a fucking movie in the '90s where Vanilla Ice played Vanilla Ice, and like.
Fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. Somewhere in time. It was Ninja Turtles. It was fucking Ninja Turtles, and
fuck yeah! And they did a metal version of Ice Ice Baby.
I don't know if that was, but yeah, around that time he did. It was crazy.
Fuck.
I want to find out where that album is. Actually, I like to remind myself how bad it was.
It's funny because he's still fucking paying Suge Knight.
Oh yeah, yeah, and Queen, I imagine.
Oh yeah, actually, there's been jokes about that. When he was in Daddy's Boy with fucking Adam Sandler and Andy Samberg, they're like, my uncle's Vanilla Ice, and he's like Vanilla Ice, let's go out and party, like you got all this money. He's like I don't got any money. The money I don't give to Suge goes to fucking Queen. I actually owe money.
Yeah, God,
fucking brutal.
Yeah. Are you talking about when he was on that show with all those other celebrities, like that fucking that preacher's wife? The fuck was it? And Ron
Yes.
Jeremy was on it.
Yes,
And like,
and he was dating the fucking preacher's daughter, and like, they're like, no, you can't get caught up with him. He's a fucking criminal, and like him and his buddies would like ride around on street bikes and stuff, and it was like, this is the cheesiest fucking movie ever.
Oh yeah, we watched it though.
It was an MTV movie. It was an MTV movie. It was, you're talking about Surreal Life. You're talking about Surreal Life.
Oh yeah.
The
yeah,
fucking
I was
reality
like, I don't think
show.
it was a movie, but I'm just gonna go with it.
No, I'm talking about a movie from the 90s.
Oh, crazy.
And it was like a stupid biopic. But yeah, the Surreal Life, that was with like Flavor Flav.
Tammy Faye Baker, Ron Jeremy. Yeah. That was a crazy series.
I wonder how many of them have lawsuits against them now for like horrible fucking shit.
Well, I'm pretty sure. Well, Ron Jeremy does right now.
He's in jail. He's in jail.
He's in jail.
He's been in jail for a while. Life is not cheap. Treating old RJ well.
I met him once. I shook his hand at the Rainbow back in, and he was with like these smoking hot porn stars. I guess probably they were. I assume.
Or trying to be porn stars and thinking Ron Jeremy is the way in, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, you think if there was somebody that knows the way to the back door, it'd be Ron Jeremy. Oh,
spicy. When you were at the Rainbow,
thank you.
When you were at the Rainbow, was Lemmy in the corner playing video poker?
He wasn't. No.
Probably.
But yeah, that was crazy.
There's a couple of places that I really want to hit up. And that's the Rainbow Lounge is one of them in LA, and then like I gotta go to New York. I don't know why, but I gotta go hit New York. I know another band in New York called In Surreal, and they're like really good fucking thrash, and I'm hoping that maybe one day I can like reach out and be like, all right, how's New York going? Maybe Trash Talk should come out and interview some bands in New York and parlay away out there. You never know these days with media shit. What was one of your favorite shows ever to play? Not just with Into Eternity, but with Planet Eater as well.
Oh man. Okay. This isn't necessarily Planet Eater. This is going back to the Dirt Bread days. I'm not sure, Mark. I don't know if you were in the band for this one. We're supposed to be playing some festival out in, maybe it was Neudorf somewhere, some small town fucking. I think it was in Manitoba somewhere. I don't think it was Neudorf. Anyways, so we show up and there's, we're in the van and like, just a bunch of kids and shit. But there was bands that showed up from Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, all convened on this small town to go play this show. And we're supposed to be playing this festival at like the rec center, right? Whatever it was. So I guess we showed up. The first band that played, the entire festival got canceled immediately because they were way too loud and they didn't want it. So all these bands showed up. We're like, well, let's get a hold of the fucking promoter. Well, the promoter wasn't even there. He was on tour in a different fucking city. Wasn't even there, right? So all these bands just showed up, and we're like, well, fuck, what are we gonna do, man? Like, this is bullshit. So some local people took us to the park, their Central Park, and there's a big white gazebo with 2 fucking plugins, right? So everybody just went and plugged in their amps, threw up a drum kit, and each band just fucking ended up playing their set, right? And so everyone's like rocking out. The fans still came out and shit. And then when night hit, people just rolled their cars up and turned on the fucking lights.
Gnarly.
Man. And like, dude, it was sick, man. It was such a good show. And you can't write that shit.
No, man. We this summer there was a pop-up show at an outdoor skate park here in Calgary, and it was a bunch of like really sick punk bands, and then all of a sudden it caught wind. Like a couple of the bigger bands caught wind, and like Mandible Claw came out, and Bogue Brigade came out from Edmonton, and a couple of fucking really fucking it went off, and the cops showed up and tried to be dickheads about it and everything, and it was like, this is that's one of the good things about the current situation we're in, is there's been a lot of really deep underground stuff pop up, like
Yeah.
house shows again and garage shows and fucking show up at this spot and we'll play until the cops show up type of shows, you know?
Yeah. Well, that actually brings me to some Lethbridge boys.
Oh yeah.
Fucking Bit Splitter. You remember that Bit Splitter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck
So
yeah.
this
That's
is
Iron
years ago.
Aiden. That's Aiden fucking Pauls, man.
No shit. Cool. Yeah. So okay. So let me set the stage. So that would have been back in the Dirtbread days, and for whatever reason, Bit Splitter was playing at the Exchange. Curtis Offit. You know Curtis Offit?
I know Kurt Offit.
Okay. He was my roommate at the time, and so we were living in Regina, and so he just moved in, so the top floor of our house was like pretty much empty. So the show gets canceled, right? So he's like, "Hey man, fucking, why don't you come back to our house?" Right? So I don't know any of this shit's going on. I just got in a fight with my girlfriend at the time. I'm coming home. I go try and find somewhere to park, and I have to park like 2 blocks away from my fucking house. I'm like, "What the fuck's going on?" So as I'm walking up to the house, it's middle of winter, it's like, fucking get close, and I just hear like louder and louder music. I'm like, what the fuck? Open up the door, and just someone's back. I was like, what the fuck is happening? And just tunes crank. I fight my way through, and like Bit Splitter is like tearing up a set in the middle of my living room on the hardwood floors, mind you. But that was,
That's
no
fucking
harm, no foul.
awesome.
But yeah, man. And then like he just started passing the mic around, and everyone started screaming and shit into it. And it was a crazy fucking night. It was good.
House shows,
Big
man.
Splitter.
I
Fuck
remember back in the day when you had to fight for a show where it was like every chance that you got to play in front of even like 4 or 5 people, or even like get to bring a couple of people into the jam space for a couple of beers. You just get that
Yeah.
fucking blood flowing, and especially when you're young and you can't play in a bar yet.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
you get that fucking attitude going, and then all of a sudden you're throwing out some of the heaviest shit you would have ever done. You're fucking, oh, we lost him again. Oh. I think that might be a battery issue this time. It looked in the control room, it looked like his battery was pretty close to dead. Oh, yeah, I think that might have been the issue this time. That's all right. Troy will be back. Thanks again, everybody, for paying attention and for listening. We're still rolling through here. I'd like to take this minute to bring up the sponsors again. Camp Misfit Clothing, Canadian Extreme Metal Radio, Absolute Underground Magazine, of course, Cursed Earth Apparel and Print. If you need merch, hit up Cursed Earth Apparel and Print for some fucking sick merch. So Mark was nice enough to let us know that there is some storms going on in Regina right now, and that's probably,
Oh yeah.
that could be fucking with some of the shit. But yeah, I was just mentioning sponsors again. Go check out the sponsors. Check out that Bandcamp link up there. See that Bandcamp link sitting pretty right above Troy's head? That says planeteatersk.bandcamp.com. Go check it out. Go get some Planet Eater stuff. Go show it off to your friends. And then, when your friends say, oh, sick, where did you get that? Tell them you got it from fucking Bandcamp. And then send them. And then the process starts all over again. And this is how you create a fucking economy for musicians. Right? Am I right?
Fucking right, brother.
Mark says he's in Brazil right now and it's plus 30 every day. Ha 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 ha. Eat it.
Dick. What a dick. He's probably living on like a white sand beach and shit. Enjoying
Jesus.
water.
Mark, thanks for tuning in, Mark. I still appreciate you tuning in, buddy. Even if you are living the fucking dream right now, like, in all manner of the term. Troy.
Yeah, but I bet you there's some poisonous fucking spiders and shit. So
Yeah.
we got him there.
Brazil is still Brazil, okay? Like, you could...
Very dangerous animals.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna say, like, are there monkeys there that could steal your fucking shit? Because, like, I know in some countries, monkeys can steal your fucking shit and, like, fast, and a bunch of them, and it's gone. Like, they will take your fucking shit and you will not get it back.
I don't think Brazil has monkeys. They got jaguars.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Even jaguars.
I'm not very fluent in like the flora and fauna of foreign countries, so I fucking
Fair enough.
apologize. I apologize if I seem ignorant. Oh yeah, okay. So Mark says Brazil definitely has monkeys. They're not they're not Thailand monkeys though. They're not like Thailand monkeys. They're not like an actual threat to your fucking to your money and your fucking your belongings.
You know what, man? I say fucking any type of primate is a threat. Like, I don't care if it's a 10-pound fucking spider monkey. They could fuck you up.
Yeah,
Their
agreed.
monkey strength. You know?
Fucking agreed. I totally agree.
Plow out your eyes and shit.
I think we've all heard. I think everybody's heard the fucking legendary intro to that fucking Suicide Silence song, where it's just a fucking breakdown. Or no, it's the whole song is just a breakdown played over the fucking the audio tape of the fucking 911 call when that woman got her face ripped off by the chimpanzee. Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
It's like Rotten.com.
Crazy.
Rotten.com made it onto one of your favorite band's albums.
Oh, yeah. Fuck, you need a link to lemonparty.org.
Oh, that was spicy. That was spicy. Now,
For all you kids out there, go and check lemonparty.org. It's a great link.
yay,
Just don't do it
Troy.
on. Have a QR. Fuck, that would make a killer shirt if you had a QR code to Lemon Party.
It's just Planet Eater, and then it's the QR code.
Just- Yeah, so like, but the QR code is like the actual T-shirt graphic, but it takes you to fucking Lemon Party.
They think they're gonna get a fucking link to like your fucking album and like, oh man.
No, you just link to like viruses and shit.
So my Reed is actually in the chat watching right now. So he's probably like taking notes right now, like spicy.
Oh man, yeah. Fucking Reed's another Regina boy.
Yeah, he sure
Back
is.
in the day, man.
He sure
Yeah,
is.
fucking right.
He was telling me about because me and him have some pretty crazy ideas when we sit together and talk and smoke big joints. We got some crazy ideas, and he brings up about the all ages venue that he used to work at, and do shows and stuff. And like we talk about like, wouldn't it be so cool to have a fucking spot that's like a store to sell merch for bands and like play shows and like have a print fucking shop set up there too, and like, man, some of the fucking cool dreams that you come up with when you got nothing but time, right?
That's, I mean, all you need is a showroom in your print shop. I mean, that's all you need, and then you let bands come and put their merch there, and you take like $5 off a shirt sale.
So it's pretty much
They would advertise the fuck out of you, you know?
right.
Hey, do that, Reed. Let's do that. Let's do it.
There's just other we are on track. There's just a couple other things we got to accomplish first. But let's say me jumping on board is hopefully gonna help both of us move forward to achieving bigger and better things together. Because I've just partnered up with a good buddy named Nick the Music Dude, and he's given me access to his studio to do the Trash Talk live sessions, where I can bring bands in for interviews, and they can do small, like 15-minute sets and get the whole 4K video and all the good audio recorded, so that we can post and promote these bands properly, as well as give them media to put into their press kits and let them know, like, hey, this is something good that promoters look for when they want to put a band on a show, is they want to see how that band can play, and not just anecdotal cell phone footage taken out of the crowd at a show, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. But man, cell phones, fuck, do they take good audio
These
now?
days?
Like,
yes.
we record every jam, and like I'll listen to it on my earbuds, and like it's got like stereo, and it's like it's compressed. It sounds deadly, like
And
nuts. Sounds better. Like my recordings off my phone sound better than like the first Derp Red L.
now
That's not saying much, but it's saying something, you know.
I can actually attest to that, because the World Class White Trash demos sound like they were recorded inside of a tin can.
That was part of the je ne sais quoi, you know.
And it
that
was
the
done with
that
Pro
was part of it.
Tools.
Oh wow, yeah.
So yeah, it was one of those things.
I was going to say,
Go.
I was gonna say that's what really got me into Suffocation back in the day. Pierce from Within, Effigy of the Forgotten. At the time those albums dropped, there was no recording quality like that, man. When they came out, like I was probably a 15-year-old metalhead or some shit, and like just hadn't heard anything like it. If you listen to everything before that, like even Morbid Angel, Cannibal Corpse, Deicide, it all sounded pretty bad, all in all, and it's come so far, man. And you listen to some of those albums now, like fuck, like on like there's a fucking death metal band that keeps on going off on TikTok and shit with the brutal vocals. I don't know if you know what band it is.
Is
But the
that?
vocals are just insane.
Are you talking about? Andrew and Johnny from Carcosa, perhaps? And they do like death metal pickup lines and stuff.
What's that?
They do like death metal pickup lines and stuff.
Oh, I know who you're talking. No, not them. It's an actual like
Like a
band that
band.
keeps on. Like the vocalist though is just gnarly, man. He does this like crazy breakdown.
Oh,
But it's
fuck.
this is going nowhere because I can't think of who they are.
More
Who
fucking.
it is, so.
It makes me sad because like when I was young, when I was like 20, 19, 20, I was belting some shit out and I was like, yeah, I actually think I'm doing pretty good. And then all of a sudden there's a younger kid that comes out slamming harder, and like at the time when I would say getting out of world class, the guy from Shadow of Intent was coming out. And everybody was like, check out the vocalist of Shadow of Intent. And I was like, whatever. I don't even want to do this anymore. You guys are
Yeah,
mean.
it makes you want to quit. It's just like fuck off.
But I do got this one thing. And it's actually what I don't have. And that is teeth. And that, coupled with my personality, makes for a pretty unique stage presence.
Just some very interesting screams come out of it. It's incredible. Some weird audio.
Yeah. I can do some wind tunnel stuff, and like it's pretty cool. My band is like horrified with we're like horrified with a W, so it's like kind of different, and we got like blast beats, but not blast beats all the time. It's pretty cool.
You guys have fucking crushing grooves, man. You tee up, you get the fuck down, and the screaminies, the screaming harmonies.
I'm trying to talk shit about us, Troy. I'm trying to make a joke about us, Troy.
Don't listen to them, people out there. Go listen to Horrify. They fucking crush.
Thank you, buddy.
You'll see them. I can't wait till Planet Eater and Horrify get a couple shows together, man. It's gonna be sick.
Oh yeah, buddy. You can bet your ass it's gonna happen too. Like, no doubt. I was talking to the crew, and I was like, I was talking to Troy, and him and his drummer Nick think that we're really rad, and they want to play some shows with us. And Scott and Russ were like, oh man, that's awesome, because they've been in the scene for a while. They know all about Planet Eater. They huge respect to the band. Like they love it. They're like really stoked because we haven't played any shows yet. So we know that we gotta fucking pay our dues and we gotta play the circuit, and we're totally amped to do it. But Joel, our guitar player, like our driving force, the creative force, who's always got a riff and who's always got some lyrics, but and he runs our social media page too. So if you've ever seen any of the weird fucking posts that we put up, that's because of Joel. Well, I posted it in, and Joel's like, who's Planet Eater? Who's this band? And then I like posted the video for Burn, and he's like, why would these guys want to play with us? They're way better than us.
Oh fuck, I don't know, man. I beg the difference.
He's always got this attitude of like, okay, that's fine, because he always sets himself up for like, at least if somebody says something bad about us, I'm already going to be disappointed in them for listening to us in the first place.
Man, at the end of the day, it's you gotta. I don't give a fuck if people like the bands or not, man. I love it, and that's all that matters. And you know what? If I get to play the music that I love doing, and people dig it, awesome. If you don't, cool. Listen to something else, man. I don't care.
That's
I'm not
right.
gonna stop doing what I like doing.
That's exactly
I'm just gonna do my best and fucking kick some ass and come along for the ride, or don't. That's up to you, bud.
when we started playing in these bands and started playing this music, we didn't do it because there was a whole bunch of people around asking us to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we did it because we wanted to and because it felt right to fucking do it. And it goes the same with every band who's like, oh, nobody likes us, and it's like, well, you didn't do it to get fucking people to like you, so.
We actually Planet Eater actually did it to get into festivals for free.
Yeah, there. See,
It's
that's
fucking
right.
expensive. It's expensive to get into those festivals. So
And if you
if
could
you can
play
get
it
on.
too and meet the other guys in the other bands that you like, yeah.
Well, and that's the thing with like AMF, Manitoba Metal Fest, with Loud as Hell. Man, it's a fucking meet and greet of everybody that's serious about metal. Whether you're a serious fan, whether you're a musician, whether you're a merch person, whatever. Like all the aspects of it, like trash talk radio and shit. Like all the like the podcast that you're doing, it brings everybody together.
Yeah.
And it really helps build bridges, and people start talking about putting on shows and tours, and it's they're so important, and especially for like a young band like Horrify. I mean, with Planet Eater we couldn't tour extensively, but we kind of made the decision. We're like, well, if we could just go out a couple of weekends and be able to play a festival and be able to play to a bunch of people at once, as opposed to Kamloops, fucking whatever, man, all those little places.
Yeah.
It's a good place where if you can't tour a lot, if you can get on a festival, at least you can meet people, and even if they don't see your set, you're still making contacts and stuff. So
Yes, the networking is a big thing. That's why I'm really stoked for being able to be out at Loud as Hell again for the whole weekend, because like Trash Talk is out there, gonna be out there again, and we're gonna be out there with more gear and getting more content, and hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully I'm gonna be out there with a trailer this year so I can do interviews out at camp and bring people in to the trailer to have a sit down and do an interview. And
fucking a very hospitable tent.
So I want to do end of the night podcasts where I get a couple people after the most of the shows are done, where I can get a couple people to come sit in the trailer and have a couple beers and sit and talk about how the day went and shoot the shit. And I want to get those done, but it's hard to do that when with a hospitable tent.
Man, Cece and Celestia got they ended up interviewing me once at the end of way late in the night. It's probably like 9 or 10 o'clock at Loud as Hell. And I should not have been speaking on any band's behalf. I was fucking annihilated. And the next morning when I woke up, I saw them. I was like, fuck, we should do that interview or something. They're like, oh, we did it last night. I was like, what? We did the interview, and they still have it. I think they're holding it over me.
Blackmail.
Or at least at some point. Just annihilated. Yeah, that was my finest hour. I had a lot of fun doing it, and that's the important part,
It is. That really is. Shout out to Cece and Celestia. They are amazing. Cece was actually in here earlier. I don't know if he's still here or not. Also, checking out the chat here, Markov said he is glad that there's an Into Eternity show in Regina at the end of March. So he's kind of just dropping bombs here. He's going to be in there. He's going to be back in Canada, and he needs some new shirts.
Oh, fuck. Well, we need to make some up, so. Win. Yeah.
Perfect. You got your first sales set up right there.
Amazing.
No.
Yeah, no, I'm stoked, man. Glad to come back, Mark. Fuck yeah.
Now, what are you looking forward to the most right now, Troy?
Oh, man. Tomorrow.
Yeah.
No,
it's
yeah, right. I mean, I don't know. I'm like I was saying earlier. I'm so fortunate that I still have bands to play with, and that people want to come out. We got we have March 26th at the Exchange. Into Eternity's playing with Culebra and Flashback. A fantastic young new metal band
Flashback.
Yeah, so that's gonna be good.
Ass.
Yeah, and then Hyperlapse Festival in Vancouver, and then that's going to be April 16th and 17th. And I mean, Witherfall, Iron Kingdom. There's going to be so many good bands on that, and and we haven't been out there in forever. So, it's exciting to just be getting ready for these shows, and it's but everything that goes with it. So, like you said, merch. So it's like, fuck, I got to get on this. I got to send this away. I got to get these. I have this big giant battle plan, of which I've planned. I haven't really executed yet, but we got a couple of months. So yeah, so the balls are going to get rolling, and let's hope everything goes well. I hope it seems like Canada is opening back up, so hopefully none of these shows are affected by the situation. So
Yes, fingers crossed. Fingers fucking crossed, man. It's all about being positive and fucking productive anyway. Out of spite.
yeah,
Out of fucking spite.
yeah, I'll be the last one standing, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, fuck you. I'm fucking doing this
Yeah.
out of spite, so that when it does happen, it's gonna be like nothing fucking stopped.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, the thing is that it's also an opportunity for a lot of bands. I mean, it gives you time to work on material and write. I mean, that was the plan with Planet Eater, wasn't it? Planet Eater.
You fucking tell him, Troy. You fucking
No,
tell him.
we have so many riffs. Yeah, we're looking to get back in the studio pretty quick here. We got so much material, but once again, it's just a matter of like, getting down and actually putting it down and piecing everything together. But yeah, we have a new guitar player, Brett as well. Brett Force from he actually plays with Culebra, and man, that guy's he's a riff machine as well. He's the main guy from Culebra, and it's really cool having him in the band. He's bringing a new element to it and everything. So hopefully we can put some time in and get some new songs worked out pretty quick here.
Fucking awesome. I'm looking forward to it. Clever fucking slays.
Fuck, they crush, man. It's so good. Yeah, we're really happy they're able to jump on board with us on the 26th, and so it's good. Just good buddies, and should be a good vibe. The exchange is always a good time. I don't know if you've been out this way.
No, I
yeah,
haven't,
if you
but
catch
we
your show
will.
at the exchange.
We will.
Yeah, fucking race you will.
We will
Fucking
fucking
right.
plan it out. We will plan it out. We actually, Horrify is actually got, we almost got like our next batch of fucking songs ready to demo out and get our next EP on the roll here. And with all this other stuff happening, like we got our first show booked at the end of this month. And then we got our second show booked in the middle of March. So like everything's starting to roll up. So you can bet your ass we'll be knocking on your fucking door, Troy.
Cool, man. Yeah, and yeah, if you guys need shows coming out this way, man, I'll hook you up, brother.
Fucking rights, buddy.
Fuck yeah.
Now, we've reached the part of the show where we let you do all your shout outs, buddy.
Okay. Well, give me 1 second.
Yeah. 1 second. I told Troy beforehand to set up a couple of shout outs if he could, just to make it a little bit easier, because in the past, I usually let people know that there's shout outs and then they're like, oh, because it's hard, you get put on the spot.
Yeah.
I'm learning too.
Well, yeah, and I wrote it all down, but I was in that the other area that kept on dropping the signal, so I left all my mine were there. But yeah, no, I first and foremost, I have to give a shout out to my fiance Jenna Lipinski. She's been with me we've been together for it's coming on 8 years, and she is the biggest supporter of everything I do, of all the bands I do. I couldn't be traveling. I couldn't be doing. I met her as she was headbanging front row, at a show. So she's amazing. She's a killer person, and yeah. So I'm really happy to have her by my side. But also all the boys and girls, in Into Eternity, Planet Eater, Terraplane, Lexi Desjardins, Digital Doomsday. All my boys. That's fucking. Thanks for jamming out and playing all the songs and stuff. And of course, Jeff and Ryan from Loud as Hell, Corey Thomas from Montreal Mental Fest, Jesse Valstar from AMF, yeah, Zandra from the Exchange, Big Nate, CC and Celeste Derek Petrovich, John Asher, Asher Media, any bands that need any type of PR, give that man a call. And yeah, cheers to all my past, present, and future bandmates.
Hell,
Cheers to you,
future
my friend.
bandmates. You're
Well,
still
who knows? You know what I mean? Who knows? I'm just gonna put future because I'm sure that's the way it goes.
Troy's spicy about Planet Eater not wanting to jam as much as he wants to jam. So he's fucking
Yeah, let's fucking get her done, boys.
he's
Come on.
putting that hot poker out, pulling that poker out of the fire and swinging it around a little bit.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, for sure.
Troy, thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate your time. Every fucking second of it. We didn't get to fucking chat it loud as hell. Because every time our paths crossed, we were like in motion to go do something entirely different, and when you're so far away from your friends like that for so long, it takes that long to get to everybody and to talk to
Oh,
everybody.
you can't go anywhere louder fast. You know, if you have
No.
to go from one, from your tent to the venues, you're gonna talk to 10 people on the way. So
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. But I can guarantee that Loud as Hell this year we'll definitely get some chats in. I'll have you over at the Trash Talk booth and we'll have some fucking talks and we'll get a little
fuck yeah.
get a little rowdy about it. Thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate your time. Thanks everybody for tuning in and watching. Nathaniel, thanks for giving me the tip earlier that my microphone was turned down. Marco, thanks earlier for giving me the tip that my fucking microphone was muted. Troy, thank you so much for fucking being so patient and jumping out and jumping back in and helping me deal with these technological issues.
Oh, no worries, brother.
So, from all the sponsors, from good old Nate Trash, from my puss that's having a sleep on the couch here next to me, from Troy,
Nice.
over in Saskatchewan, thank you everybody for tuning in for this episode of Trash Talk. I've had a lot of fun having a chat with you, man. We're gonna have to set up a new one once you got a couple more announcements, or even if you just want to get on the show and talk about some shit. We'll have to set it up.
I have so many more stories.
Beautiful. We'll definitely set it up then. We'll definitely fucking set it up. Thank you everybody for watching. This has been another episode of Trash Talk. I'm Nate Trash. That's Troy. Troy plays in Planet Eater. Troy plays in Into Eternity, and Troy drinks fucking Pilsner beers. So, everybody, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday night. We are back on Thursday, and I have AJ Howes from A Pure Evil and With Conviction from Edmonton on Thursday. So you're going to want to jump in and tune in for that. Cheers, everybody. Have a good night. Don't be an asshole. And just go be nice to someone. Just go treat a stranger nice. Just
Fuck yeah.
You know, you don't even have to do it all day. Just do it one time nicely. I bet it'll feel good. All right?
That's just once.
Right, just one time. Just one time. All right. Cheers.